Organic plant-based diet, right? We all know the benefits of plant-based diet. You see in the newspaper, magazines, plant-based protein, plant-based meat, plant-based what have you, right? So now the thing is, how do we take the right type of plants in our body every single day? I mean, you don't want to be going to Costco, right, and replacing now the supplements with the medicine and just grow a herb garden in your body, right? I mean, that's what sometimes I did, and that's wrong. So anyway, we want to talk about what type of plants are good for immune health and some of the other things. So Grace, so hang on for 1 second. And Grace joining me. Grace is a holistic coach. She also runs her company. So just wait for 1 second until Grace comes. Hi there, Grace. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Great, great, great. I was just telling the viewers, importance of plant-based diet now that it's there everywhere, but we don't want to do is we want to go to Costco and buy all kind of herbs and now grow a herb garden in our body, right? Without paying any attention. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we have Grace here. She runs a company. She actually makes plant-based broths as well. But this is not a promotional session. This is an educational session. I just want to be clarified. We're not selling anything. So Grace, so let's just talk about about yourself. And first, you are a holistic coach. Do you want to say something before we get into the questions?
Absolutely. Well, I've been a coach, health coach. I did massage therapy, yoga for many years, supporting people in self-care for over 30 years. Have 6 children that we raised
Wow.
all just in a very holistic way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my mission really to support people in feeling good in this body and being well and taking care of themselves. And really, it's in conjunction with living on this planet. It's, we live in harmony with everything that's here if we listen deeply to not only what bodies need, but what is happening around us. Like, what are the plants that grow in our region? What grows just, in living in harmony with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, I think that's beautiful. The work that you're doing is so beautiful. So let's just talk about immune health, right? As an example, because immunity is something that we are all talking about because of COVID, and what kind of plant-based foods then can help with immune health?
Well, there's really quite a bit. I mean, some are very well known, I think,
Yeah.
in terms of things like echinacea and even mushroom. I love mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many powerful mushrooms that I think people are becoming more and more aware of, like reishi and chaga and lion's mane and cordyceps. So they're great mushrooms that grow that you can, it's all naturally grown. And you do have to be mindful about the sources. Excuse me, something just fell down.
That's okay.
Sources as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, things like tulsi, holy basil is another name for that. Licorice root is great for immune health. Then things like ashwagandha. So, in Ayurveda and Chinese medicine, Western
Mm-hmm.
medicine, all of them have different plants. And I
Yes.
do like the local, but I very much am a proponent of using Ayurveda, Chinese herbs as well, and plant medicine in that way.
Yeah.
Garlic,
Garlic. You
for
said
it.
garlic? No.
Garlic.
And
Too.
Indian gooseberry too, right? The amla. I mean, that's supposed to be amazing, isn't it?
Well, it's high in vitamin C. So vitamin C foods are so powerful as well. Citrus, now I'm going into food.
Yeah, of course.
And there's a crossover with plants and herbs. I mean, this is the synergy of
Yes.
how things work together. When you have, and I really like thinking about the synergistic power of plants.
Yes.
So like turmeric, using pepper, black pepper,
Mm-hmm.
way to help absorb the turmeric.
Mm-hmm.
So Lung health, it's a whole other, especially what's happening right now.
Yes.
So much of what COVID's about is affecting lung health. So that's a whole other thing. Things like osha root and herba santa. There's ginger, another such a powerful plant, and use parsley with ginger. I'm going beyond immune.
That's okay. No, please educate us, because this is all very important information, right? All of us, I mean, look at all the US has the highest rate of deaths in the whole world. I mean, something is not right, because we have the most resources, and why so many people, more people died here than anywhere else, and something is not right, if you think about it.
Absolutely. So my lighting is a little bright here. I hope that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I wanted to really touch on this as well, that our immune health is very much connected to our gut health.
Yes.
So the intestinal flora and how healthy our gut is. So when we talk about immune health, it's so important to also address our gut health. And things that I've already mentioned are supporting both. It's really not just about one or the other. So the food we eat, but also how we eat.
Yes.
Are we relaxed or are we stressed? Are we stress eating? Even all the plants and everything that we put in our bodies won't be as effective if we're not addressing our stress levels. So it's, when I talk about immune health and the plants that are good, and gut health and the plants, and even for energy, which I know I'll touch on as well, it's so important to also take care of ourselves on so many different levels. Why aren't our immune systems strong? Why aren't we able, in this country, why is the death rate and the rate of COVID so high? Well, how are we addressing our immune systems? I have a lot to say about that.
Go ahead. We have, this is a short session, but please go ahead, voice your, this is the time to say what you want to say without making anybody upset, of course.
Well, it's so much been my passion for over 30 years, supporting people in their care. So for me, even my business, I'm not talking about promoting the business right now, but so much of it came from the same mission. It's I support people in their self-care. So getting enough sleep, people resting, and how much sleep and immunity are so interrelated. Eating more whole plant foods and organic plants versus all the pesticides and the chemicals that are latent, lacing food and the plants that we have. So the quality of what you're putting in your body, and the quality not only of the food, but I think of the food and the plants as how we feed ourselves, but also the energy, the environment of how we feed ourselves. Are we taking in negativity in any way? How do we absorb in our body and then digest it? How we're digesting, right? Exercise, so important to move that through our body and the stresses we have. And then I think about things like sugar, the incredible sugar intake that is that's in so much of our food today, and how it's really harming our nervous system, our brain, how we think, how we digest. So those are just so important. Staying hydrated. The amount of water, especially, I live in Colorado and it's so dry here. So it's so important that, we have enough water, and I could be definitely guilty of not drinking, and I can you know, I feel it in my skin and just how I digest. Fermented food, that's a huge one as well. How it affects our gut health. Um, when I love in my broth, I love adding miso.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can't have soy, and there's so many food allergies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing to me the amount over the years as I've been at wellness coach for 30 years, how many more people have allergies than ever before.
Yes. And especially the kids, right? I mean, I remember when we were growing up, I had never heard of ADD or ADHD. I mean, maybe there were cases, but it
Right.
wasn't like so prevalent. But
Yes.
and even PCOS, amongst the women, I didn't even know what PCOS is, quite honestly. And
Yes.
now you see all these, so many Alzheimer's, so many new things that you didn't even know in the last 10, 15 years. You see them kind of coming up with, so what happened here?
Exactly. And I really believe it's in the soil. It's how
Yes.
pesticides, it's in all the chemicals, the
Yes.
environmental toxins. Oh my goodness, there's just so much that I see. I have 6 children that are
Yes.
grown, very healthy.
Yes.
Um, I have 3 grandkids, and
Amazing.
they are all so healthy. And it's really about their diets, uh,
Yes.
not putting any chemicals or drugs in their bodies.
Yes.
There's just how they handle stress, but
Mm-hmm.
it's so much in our water. It's awful, the water quality. And though we are blessed, I know in this country to have drinkable water, potable water, it's still, the chlorine, the fluoride, so many things. How much is affecting? I
Yeah.
know the level of autism has
Yeah.
gone just like 300-fold. It's so sad. I get very passionate about it because it's just really a very messed up system that our food and what is being put in, just what's happening, it really is damaging to our system and our children.
Correct. Correct. So let's, yes, absolutely. So someone is making comment, drink warm water. So let's just tell our viewers, like you said that, so there are three, in your company also that you have 3 different things like digestion, immune health, and vitality. So maybe just educate, the viewers a little bit, at least the plants for each one of them. That would be kind of like maybe 2 or 3. We don't have to do the whole thing. So maybe digestion is fermented foods, or anything else that you have seen in your research, and vitality. When we say vitality, that means more healthier and focused and attention, right?
Yes. So I'm not a caffeine drinker. So I know, however, that caffeine does have some benefits, but like anything, it depends on how it's used. And unfortunately, it often gets misused. And, take things way to the other side and have too much. But in terms of what we use for vitality, we use synergistic herbs,
Yeah.
things like cayenne. So cayenne
Okay.
is stimulating, and it's high in vitamin C, and it does have a kick. It's also warming. So,
Mm-hmm.
it offers those different qualities, and I don't use too much because I don't do hot food, uh, spicy, but just enough to give you that kick, energy. And then rosemary. Rosemary is another one that's great for the circulatory system.
Mm-hmm.
And it also it delivers it to the brain. So
Mm-hmm.
it really is a great part of helping with memory
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just overall brain function, not to make any claims, of course. Um, and then thyme and rosemary, which we all love that as the savory flavors that go so well together. And we also put lemon in, and lemon overall is a powerful plant, and it is a fruit. But it's a flavor that's just so clean as well. But we'll talk about lemon more in a minute. So in the vitality, those are the three we really focus on is rosemary, thyme, and cayenne.
Okay. So those are really good. So let's move on to the immune part. You talked about that earlier, right? The mushrooms and.
So we really love reishi. Is just such a powerful mushroom.
Okay.
It really helps to really support, as any of the different varieties of mushrooms, the immune function.
Yeah.
So that's our reishi. And then cumin really helps to support healthy digestion as well as the immune system function. I'm looking at a message there, how to increase height.
I know. We are not talking about this.
I'm short. Anyway, so that's our cumin, and we love the flavors. This is where our Ayurveda definitely came in and influenced how we created flavors together. Cumin and turmeric. I love cumin and turmeric together, and that are the two standout flavors of the immune broth. And of course, turmeric, we know, is so well known as an anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
And we do put a little bit of black pepper in there to help that synergistic effect. And also, it's really good for a healthy liver. So, and the liver and immune system are so related as well, how we get toxins out of our body and how the liver supports that. Its job, I should say. And then, of course, nettles. So nettles, I love nettles. I love nettle tea. Powerful plant that is great. It's an anti-inflammatory as well as it stimulates. It's interesting how nettles helps as anti-allergen. When you think about poison ivy, and it's so interesting. I love how the plant kingdom works because stinging nettles are right next door. They usually grow right next to poison ivy. It's just brilliant, and that's our brilliant plant kingdom. It's just amazing how plants grow next to each other and so powerful. And it not only is great for the immune system, but for the kidneys, the function of kidneys.
Okay.
Nettles are amazing. I think when you do a spring cleanse, if any of you are getting ready to do such things, drink nettle and of course it's in the broth, but nettle are just an amazing plant. So that's what I have for the immune. And then gut health.
Yes.
So gut health, as I said, is so related to our immune system. They definitely work together. So I like interchanging both. But in our better belly, that we call it, we use ginger, lemon, parsley as the three heroes. And the lemon ginger are the flavors that stand out. And I love them. When I first thought about doing this as the flavor profile, I thought, I love it with honey.
Oh, so, yeah, that's right.
Lemon ginger tea, right?
Yes.
When I tried it as a savory, I said, wow, this is amazing, because I try to stay away from sweets as much as possible. I do have a sweet tooth, so I have to curb it, and I only will have things like honey or maple syrup or something like that. But to have it savory really took it to another level for me. And ginger, of course, is such a powerful root for gut health digestion, and parsley works best with ginger to help the two of them synergistically work together more effectively. So that's why we also added the parsley to it. And it really supports, parsley really supports both digestive and circulatory.
Yeah.
And then what else? Oh, lemon. So
of course.
lemon really aids in digestion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good source of vitamin C, which is so important in, all of it. And as I said, I didn't mention this, but it is really great for skin quality. Lemon.
What is that? Parsley? No.
Lemon.
Oh, lemon. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
It's very hydrating. I love lemon.
Yes.
And we actually put lemon in all of the varieties because it's just a powerful plant.
Correct. Well, that's great. I mean, we talked about, I know people are joining us right now, but we talked about plants and herbs, that are good for digestion, immune health, and vitality. That's what, and Grace is here. She actually has her own company, but this is an educational session. So she really educated us to what we should do for these three things, which is so important for all of us, for optimal health. Anything else you'd like to add, Grace, before we wrap up the session? This is an amazing, amazing session. You educated us so many different things that all of us can do to make sure that we have the digestion good, immune health good, and vitality good, right?
Yes, there are a few other plants that I just kind of jotted a couple of things down because I want you to remember them. Peppermint.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Peppermint is such a powerful plant too. It's great for digestion, and it really helps even and rosemary too helps with cognitive, but peppermint, just even inhaling, aromatherapy with smelling peppermint helps boost energy and your mood. It's great mood. And I just really feel that the bottom line is eat to support your body. Eat to support your body with nutrient-dense food. Have lots of water. Slow down.
Which we cannot. All of us in this society are kind of running wherever we are.
We are. Take many breaths. Just breaths. And, I love what Hippocrates said, is food is the medicine.
Yes.
I think that it's so important that we treat food that way, that it's really feeding to nourish us. And enjoy flavors, because I'm a foodie. And I'm all about, making it taste great and feed your children that way, because when you start them that way, they will grow up and absolutely use it as their way of staying healthy. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. And the underlying message, amazing session, Grace. Thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate your time. I know you're very busy running a company here, but this is so important, educating users about the importance of food and food as medicine. You rightly said that.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you all just stay well out there, keep your immune system strong, and laugh.
I love that. I love that, because I tell that too. I try to laugh every day, but I tell the users so many times, crack a joke every day and it'll help you.
Absolutely.
Okay, but thank you so much, Grace. And thank you to all the viewers for supporting us every single day. We are bringing you educational sessions. So help us support and share these sessions and give us the feedback. With that, signing off now. This is Amita from NourishDoc. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Thank you.